Welcome to the Practical Tactical Podcast, the podcast dedicated to practical applications of tactical principles for the everyday common person. I'm your host today, Justin, and today we're going to be talking about concealed carry. Hopefully this is going to be one of many podcasts on concealed carry. Going to be nice and short and easy to digest, and hopefully this will be good information for the beginner who doesn't even own a gun, all the way up to the seasoned professional, a little bit of refresher and food for thought. Brought to you by NWADefense.com, your leading source in Northwest Arkansas for concealed carry and firearms training. Look them up on Facebook or email them at info@NWADefense.com. This is going to be part 2 in our series on concealed carry. We're talking about what to expect at class and what you need for a concealed carry class. Now, this is going to be focusing on the Arkansas concealed carry class, as in that's what I instruct, but it'll also apply to the majority of concealed carry classes across the United States. So, what can you expect? Pretty simple. Here in Arkansas, about 99% of the class is state-mandated classroom material. It's not a shooting class. It's not a marksmanship class. It's more about understanding the realities of concealed carry and the laws and stuff that are involved with it. As far as equipment and gear, you really don't need any. Some classes will require you to bring a firearm. We don't. But there is one consideration if you're going to bring a firearm, basically a semi-auto versus a revolver. To simplify that whole thing, I always recommend you bring or shoot a semi-auto, and then you'll have no restrictions. However, if you do use a revolver, there is a restriction on the certificate that you have to carry a revolver. So I'd always use a semi-auto, and then after that you can carry whatever you want. And just another plug here, our class is about $80. We offer various different discounts for referrals or larger classes, so just contact us. That $80 does, however, include everything you'll need for the class. You just have to show up. We'll provide a semi-automatic pistol, the ammunition, fingerprints, the certificate to send to the state, and also some drinks and snacks while you're sitting through the class when we take breaks. It's very simple, just show up. Some people like to bring note-taking material. That's optional if you want to. There's no written test, and most people can just jot a few things down on their phone as they have questions. But for the most part, you just show up and we take off and do the class. Now I'll go over a few things about the class just to kind of answer some of those questions. First off, one of our classroom rules is no weapons and no ammunition in the classroom. So when you do show up, if you do have any of those, please leave those in your vehicle. Our class will go over the paperwork you'll need to submit to the state, and we'll also do your fingerprint card that you'll need to submit to the state. We'll go over the rules and laws, and I know sometimes it can be kind of boring, but we work really hard to make it enjoyable and use hypotheticals and examples and any way we can do to make sure that the student is learning stuff, but also not bored to death just reading through state statutes. Specifically, when we go through the laws, we'll go through basically use of force, lethal versus non-lethal force, how it works at the public versus your home, and defending property versus people or yourself. And we also go over where you can carry and other things like that. We'll go over how to interact with law enforcement if you're stopped for getting pulled over, if there's some kind of incident. And we'll also mix it up with lots of different videos from well-known instructors in the industry or industry professionals, just to kind of break it up and give you a diverse experience and information that you can use to just broaden your knowledge as far as concealed carry equipment, gears, and guns and stuff like into that. We'll also look at some actual incidents that have happened that we have video of and use those for discussion to just kind of test the knowledge you have and the knowledge that we're giving you to help you get a better understanding of the realities of concealed carry and using a firearm in defense of yourself. We'll go over the fundamentals of marksmanship, very basic. I think we do a really good job of simplifying something that often is very intimidating and very new for certain people, and we make it very simple, very easy to understand, and it's not any secret sauce or ninja kind of stuff. It's really simple, basic stuff, and I think we do a really good job of simplifying and streamlining that process. We'll also give you some advice on some quality firearms that we recommend, holsters, gun belts, and stuff like that to try to get you started so you're not just out there without any guidance. And the way I put it is I try to give you the same advice I give my friends and loved ones to set you up for success, not just try to sell you some gun that you may or may not be good for you, the kind of advice you typically get from the gun counter that may or may not be real useful. We'll cover different types of holster, different types of carry, and talk about maybe the pros and cons and benefits of different kinds and our recommendations. After we've done that, we'll step outside, we'll go back to the range, and we'll give you a briefing, we'll show you a demonstration, we'll do a little bit of dry fire, and then we'll move on to the live fire. We provide a little .22 pistol. It's suppressed, so it's nice and quiet, very easy to shoot, and it's easy for shooters of all ages, sizes, and shapes to be able to handle this. It's very easy, very, very nice little gun to shoot. We invite you to look us up on Facebook, on our website here, nwadefense.com. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up. We would love to have you out at a class. And also, if you have your permit and you're looking for a renewal or some additional training, definitely look us up. We will be more than happy to set aside some time either to do your renewal real quick and easy, or maybe even set you up for some private training in addition to your renewal, just to give you a little stuff to work on, maybe brush up on some different skills and marksmanship. But either way, we'd love to have you out, and look us up, check us out. As far as the podcast, we invite your feedback, and if you have any questions you want us to cover on the podcast, look us up at thepracticaltacticalpodcast.com, and we'd be more than happy to explore any topics you might want to hear about. Take care.